With Season 4 finally here, after such a long wait, we have 3 new weapons to play with. Heavy received dual deagles, medium got the pike DMR, and light received a new pump shotgun, the M26 Matter. I'm going to give you 2 loadouts per class that utilizes the new weapons. These should give you a head start to learning the new weapons without the frustration of trying to figure out how to make your loadout and what synergizes with it. I'll also be providing some tips on how to utilize each part of the loadout effectively. While it is something that you're just learning, it's easier to just give you something that complements each weapon. Let's get into my favorite new loadout of the season, that is on heavy. I'm proudly calling this loadout Jackie Wells. To complement the dual deagles, we will bring Charge and Slam, providing us a great close range solution to our more medium range weaponry. Since we aren't bringing shield and we are bringing Charge and Slam to a fight, a fantastic gadget to complement this is going to be Goo Grenade. This gives us cover, allows us to throw it at or ahead of our enemies who are trying to escape from us. This makes them an easier target to simply charge and slam into, or just lock them up with goo, which you can obviously then follow up with your charge. The next gadget we want to bring is the Frag Grenade. This will give us a really good way to initiate fights, dealing damage from afar, then you charge and slam in on them after to finish the targets off. Basically, you want to try to throw both of these before engaging a fight. Once the enemies are weaker, your weapon and charge and slam will make quick work of whatever HP is left. I also find the accuracy is pretty good on the deagles while you're in the middle of the air. So instead of bringing the RPG where we might jump pad RPG, we can just jump pad and deagle. We just throw the frags before we jump. Our next and last gadget is going to be the Dome Shield for that extra cover. This comboed with Grenade will provide a lot of good cover that will make up for the fact that we're not bringing Mesh Shield. For reserves, we're going to bring the Lewis Gun, another great choice that complements the rest of the build. C4 if we need to play for drop. The RPG to replace frag grenades depending on preference or if frag grenades aren't working out. And finally, we have barricades if we feel like dome or goo just isn't what we wanted and still need to bring some defensive options. Our second deagle build of the video is going to be the Guardian. In this loadout, we are going to aim for defensive capabilities that synergize with the Akimbo deagles. To bring the Mesh Shield for more defensive playstyle, being able to do burst damage then shielding for cover can allow you to play more freely. You can take more aggressive positioning and also become a shield for your teammates. To complement the shield and deagles for gadgets, we are first bringing the RPG. This will provide us ways to open walls and get some good burst damage to start fights. Next, we bring the Barricade, as this will provide really nice cover that works with deagles. The deagles actually have great in-air accuracy, so you can jump to peek over the barricade and try to land some poke damage. The last gadget we bring is the Anti-Gravity Cube. This can be used to get some mobility, slide and jump into in order to fling yourself up. You can lift cash outs to defend and get your team up walls if no other movement is available. Very nice synergy here since our in-air accuracy is good. We don't mind floating with deagles. Now, let's get some reserves to finish this off. I always like bringing a different weapon just in case I need to change depending on enemies, so we're going to bring the SA-12 here. Still probably the best weapon on heavy this season and works amazing with the shield, although the M60 is definitely competing. We will also bring the C4 in case we want to play for drop, the Dome Shield if we need cover, and we will also bring the Pyro Mine as these are fantastic defensive options. This might be more impactful in solo queue when we need to bunker down with our teammates. Next, we have medium. So let's get into DMR loadouts and see how we can really make this thing shine. The first is going to be our Pike and Poke loadout, where we use Dematerializer to open up weird angles to poke from. Enemies won't expect it, and being able to sit back from afar and just poke is going to be awesome with all the angles we can poke from. For gadgets, we will be bringing the Frag Grenade for extra poke and entry damage. We're also going to be bringing the double movement, so zip and jump pad. These 2 movement options will help us reach high ground fast to take advantage of our DMR's range. It's a no-brainer, really. It also helps get your teammates, especially heavies, around the map faster. In reserves, we will bring a spare weapon. I like the FAMAS here with the sight, as I find it complements the range we are trying to play at. And then we will bring defib so that we can support our team a lot better. This is more ideal if you have someone else playing range with you. We will also bring the APS turret, since this can help us set up better defenses wherever we choose to play from. And last, we will bring the glitch traps. These, even after the nerf, are still a very strong pick and certainly plays really well into the whole defensive playstyle we have. The next loadout is going to be more supportive. I call this the backup. The goal is to sit behind your team and provide cover fire while healing them up whenever you can. We will bring the heal beam, of course. For gadgets, we will want to bring a defibrillator. This is an obvious choice for someone trying to support your team. Goo Grenade will be our next choice here. It provides amazing walls that can just be placed down quickly to defend for the team. They're fast to deploy and work great in a pinch. The most underrated gadget, in my opinion. Our last gadget, we will bring the jump pad. This thing is just so good. Easily one of, if not the most used gadgets on medium, and for good reason. Now for reserves, we want to bring an alternative weapon. The AKM suits this well. Decent range, but still can get close to enemies if needed. Rounds out the Loadout pretty well. For gadgets, we will want to bring zipline for more movement, especially if we have two heavies. Gas mines are great here, can combo well with the Goo Grenade. Just place them on one side of the wall, and if people end up chasing, they will get caught in a gas cloud. Or cycle them on point to keep it gassed. Final reserve is going to be Data Reshaper. This is great if we run into mines and turrets being spammed everywhere. This allows us to clear the room for our team a lot faster, or create barrels to then open up rooms. Now let's move on to our favorite rad friend, the light class, and our lovely new pump shotgun, the M26 Matter. So what loadout did I cook up for this class? Well, let's start with the first class, Reddit's Nightmare. Yes, this is 100% going to be the thing that causes so many headaches for Reddit as they complain into oblivion about how bad this game is because they get styled on by a light with a shotgun. And I'm actually really glad. I want to take a quick note. I'm really happy to see that the developers are adding notes into the patch notes and how they explained that light actually has the lowest win rate in all brackets of Elo. So in casuals, regulars, and even the skilled players, light has the lowest win rate and heavy has the highest. Even though the pick rate might be low in lower MMR bracket, I think that's just because a lot of people who are using heavy end up being in a higher skill bracket because, well, they're winning games and you don't see them a lot in casuals. I think that is kind of reflected in the patch notes and how they explained it. Now, the specialization we're going to use is Dash. Very good for close range fighting. Get in, get out, simple, but we need gadgets to help round this out. Our first gadget is Vanish Bomb. Now we get the best of both worlds, cloaking effect and movement. This is going to instantly increase our chances to survive and be an absolute nuisance to our enemies. Having cloak to get the first shot during our approach is very, very useful. Next is Gateway. Still a fantastic choice for lights, provides the most team utility along with just insane outplay potential. It's kind of hard to build a light without this thing now. And finally, we have frag grenades. Our burst damage with frag grenade is going to complement well with the burst damage from our weapon. Get the enemy low, then go in and finish the target off with a shotgun. Now for the reserves, let's bring the SH1900, as this will play similar. Very powerful when you get the 2-pump. It is stronger than the M26, but way less forgiving. Next, we want to bring the stun gun. This can help line up your following shots with the shotgun a little bit easier. I recommend using it before closing the gap to make the engagement a little bit easier for you. However, I will say, if your movement is really good and you know how to position correctly, I find you don't really need the stun gun. And then we will bring the smoke grenade and thermal vision. Smoke out an entire room, then pop your thermal vision and just start dashing around and be impossible to deal with. The next loadout is going to be a lot more stealthy, less flashy, or more flashy, so we want to bring cloak first. For gadgets, we'll bring flashbang. The idea is to flashbang a room and then enter and start blasting away. Next, we'll bring breach charge. With the ability to have 3 charges now, I recommend going to set up for drops, opening up holes for your team to go through, or to get new angles. This paired with flashbang can actually be pretty fun and synergize really well together. And we'll be bringing Goo Grenade. This will provide us with cover if we need it in a panic, as without dash, we might get caught in a bad spot. For reserves, we're going to bring the M11 with a red dot. Honestly, this is just fun and a really solid choice for a bit more range. when paired with your cloak. After that, we bring gateway in case we think our teammates will take the gateway. The sonar grenade, I find this actually pairs really well with flashbang. And then sonar grenade, get intel, then flashbang. The enemies charge in and kill. The final reserve slot will be given to stun gun, as this again can pair well with both shotguns and flashbangs. Go try some of the loadouts and consider subscribing for future content on the finals, along with more guides on each gun, as they are coming very soon. I'm going to be dropping all of the stats, the weapon, TTK values, and everything over the next few weeks, so make sure that you stick around to get those. Thank you to all my members. Comment below what weapons are your favorite from the new season and what loadout you use with it. I think Season 4 is finally going to shake up the meta. Don't ever be a meta slave, and I will see you in the finals.
Oh, okay. I gotta get used to this.
Did you catch that, Scotty? We've got our first elimination and
Oh, I'm ass. Wow.
Hey, Bear, thank you for the raid.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, the MP5. Not good enough.
The match has its first
Where's actually the shot can go?
for the books.